Person is so far gone. I no longer need to stoop down to levels of insults. The truth is even worse than any name I could call this person. This is Denims, by the way. If you don't know her, well, congratulations. You're about to watch one of the worst streamers on the platform. Let's partake, huh?
Is this the Ethan thing? I remember somebody told me about this.
I think it's embarrassing for Hila here to be like, this is so traumatic for the kids. You're trying to traumatize the children. It's like,
So basically,
okay, so first of all, this is a person who thinks that a mother of their children is being dramatic because she doesn't want her children to be traumatized. Man, you're right. Yeah, Hila must be dramatic for wanting her kids to be not traumatized. That's the route that we're going for this logic, all right?
these people collectively got together and called CPS on Ethan and Hila's kids.
For context, this is the same person we had to deal with before.
$30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
And now she's...
And by the way, if a streamer's going live and saying $30,000 to whoever will kill this guy, the fact that they didn't get permaban is an absolute joke. Straight up. Twitch moderation is legit just pick and choose. It's so goddamn pathetic. Think about how many women who have been banned more than 20 times still get unbanned. Legit. Once someone's been problematic that many times, who said something that severe, just kick them off the platform. You do not need them. I promise you.
Been on a generational run of hating against Ethan Klein during almost every single stream of hers.
Yes, and the thing is that Denims is not someone who's been right about Ethan. However, Denims is someone who goes live and pushes whatever narrative gets her the most viewers and goes and protects anything going towards Hassan whatsoever. Ethan has been the best thing to happen in Denims' career ever since she realized, wait a minute, I don't have to be smart or good at my job. I can just show my boobs. This is another huge spike in popularity for Denims due to the fact that now she's just saying whatever's anti-Ethan so that way she can save her brave, courageous, very handsome overlord Hassan.
To the point they
Which is really sad because we used to live in a day where we could actually hold our friends accountable for the times they fucked up, but not according to, and I hate saying this because I don't think it's all leftist streamers, but a lot of extreme leftist streamers are really like, if you say anything against us, even if it has any merit whatsoever, we're still going to say it's not true because those are our boys, which is just like, bro, just hold your friends accountable. It's really not that hard.
Literally had Child Protective Services called on H3H3's family. And as you might notice, she immediately deleted the VOD after this happened.
Which, in my opinion, is an admission of guilt. Because otherwise, why else would you delete the VOD?
And now she's trying to dismiss the event as nothing crazy.
Dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are, like, are not remembering anything that happened to them at 3.
Okay, so let me give you context on this clip. So CPS agent comes in, wakes up Ethan and Hila's kids in the middle of the night and said, hey, have your family, have they done anything wrong to you? Have they sexually abused you? They were planning on going into their school and dragging them out of class to ask them and their peers and their teachers if they saw any sign of abuse, which, by the way, as a person where when I was 4 years old, I was brought into a room with, I believe it was a legal counsel and a therapist, and they asked me, with my mother and father right next to me, they looked me in the eyes and they asked me, so, who do you want to live with? And it was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, putting a child to have to answer such severe questions in front of their parents. It's a horribly traumatic experience. It's not good. And I guess if Denims really believes that trauma doesn't matter as long as the victim doesn't remember it, well, then I guess Denims and Bill Cosby have a lot more in common than one might think. What a absolute brainless fucking take where you gotta be the dumbest bitch on the platform to ever have that shit come out of your mouth. Jesus.
Man. So it's okay to do anything to a 3-year-old because they won't remember it.
Yeah, Denims. Have fun explaining that. Yep. Jesus, I can only imagine what her uncle thinks at the Christmas parties. Jesus.
It's just sympathy, right? It's just she's just pulling like the IDF classic card.
The fuck does that
The
IDF have to do with
the
anything?
Israeli Defense Force? What does this have to do with the IDF?
She's a mom that is worried about her children. But the problem is because Denims knows this makes her look horrible, she's now going to say, oh, dude, she's only doing this for sympathy. No, she's doing this because she's worried about her kids. And I don't expect anybody who doesn't have kids to understand that, or even more so, have no morality. It's just so embarrassing, man.
Like, please, my life is so difficult. Please, everyone that is against us needs fucking awful experiences because we're the ones dealing with the real awful experiences.
What?
Who is saying that? That nobody said that. The only thing that Ethan said was, hey, this person's fucking with my personal life and my family. I'm going to sue her. Yeah, he absolutely should. Good Lord.
I don't even know what to say. The fuck are we watching? She was in the IDF? Yeah, she was in the IDF because every single person that was born and lives in Israel has to serve in the IDF, including women.
Hila did worse to Palestinian kids in the IDF. I mean, I'm sure she's thought about doing terrible things to people when she was in the IDF.
We're going to thought police. We're going to say, yeah, well, I may have done actual very inhuman things like putting a bounty on a streamer's head in front of 3,000 people on stream, give a platform to an enraged ex-girlfriend going after her ex-boyfriend because Denims just wants to ruin my life with false allegations, going in with zero proof. Then when one of her friends faces allegations, she says, well, guys, I don't think we should go in on allegations. But if it's against anybody she doesn't like, she's cool with it. And now she's going after Child Protective Services to try to destroy a family just because this guy made a video on Hassan and saying, hey, Hassan, maybe we shouldn't be doing such extremist terrorist-like activity on fucking YouTube and Twitch. Which, by the way, I'm of the firm mindset that Hassan could be very successful if he were to stop being so extreme. I really don't think that's his shtick. I really don't. Now, he might not be the number one because he's not as funny as his competition, but he doesn't need to be partaking in this behavior in any way whatsoever. How the fuck do people follow streamers like that? Because I shit you not, there are so many people who are like, well, I don't like this guy, and this guy says the mean thing about this guy I don't like, so I'm going to follow them too, because anything that anybody says against this person I don't like, if it's bad, I think it's true. It's called confirmation bias. And essentially what confirmation bias is, I don't like this person because they bumped into me at a convenience store. I'm now going to consider them a Nazi. And that's pretty much it.
I want you to understand that the reason why she's saying this is so she can dehumanize this woman that she's watching, like Ethan's wife,
Absolutely.
and then make her an acceptable target for bad treatment.
Absolutely.
Of procedure.
But I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3.
Create any bad memory for them.
Is this
You're
the
not
part-
forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. Yes, you are. No, you're not. It's like 4 is the cutoff.
Bro's trying to gaslight 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. I don't have to feel bad about the trauma that I put them through because they might not even remember it. What about the pain they're currently experiencing? Like, it's just pathetic. And the fact that Twitch hasn't stepped in and hasn't banned her yet is just a joke.
But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past like 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories.
Yeah, so it's only going to bother them for 12 years until they're 15. What's my education on this? I don't know. I Googled it. I don't know. I Googled it though, so it's probably right.
Yes,
Okay, so then,
talking to a random stranger once isn't really memorable for a kid.
oh my God.
The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old.
Though there is wide variation about the mean, she literally has the information pulled up in front of her face, and she's intentionally ignoring it because that doesn't fit her narrative. This is the length that these political streamers will go to feign any accountability for their misdeeds at all. At all. It is just fucking embarrassing.
You're not really forming memories at 3.
You just read it. That's an average also.
Pretty rare to be forming memories, or like memories that you will keep.
You see the goalpost moving? 50 memories and memories that you will keep.
Like I can remember maybe, I don't know, 5 things that happened to me, maybe.
Oh.
So it's okay. Once again, I want to make this very clear what Denims is saying. She's saying that it's okay to do things to people as long as they don't remember them. Guys, are we all getting how fucking horrible that sounds? Like, are we getting how horrible that? And you let me know where I'm drawing straws here. You let me know where I'm off on this. This is just pathetic.
God, this is really
And you can't even take care of your fucking kids. Why don't you tell your wife, too? She should be taking care of your kids, too. Both of y'all. Instead, you're posted up complaining about how you got CPS called and they're investigating you, homie. And you're posting on Instagram?
Yeah. Here's the thing. When people are investigating you and you know you've done nothing wrong, you should be continuing your life like normal. Now, I know this person might not know anything about being normal, but yeah, investigations and allegations aren't that big of a deal if there's nothing for them to discover. That's why you should continue living your life normally. What does the internet not get about that?
Graham? Oh, I hope his kids get taken away from him. Oh, I hope so. They would be so much better off. Fuck. And you can't even...
Who does this?
Oh, I hope his kids get taken away from him.
So they've already made up their mind. They're not calling CPS to investigate. They're calling CPS to do something in order to make this person's life worse.
Yeah, because that's what they do. People will believe allegations or investigations before they're even finished because in today's day and age, you are guilty until proven innocent. And it is one of the worst things on earth. And if you don't get why guilty until proven innocent is bad, to whomever is watching this, I heard back in January 2018 that you were sexting minors. Yep. No, let's go one step further. I heard that you were having e-sex with minors on Discord in a voice call. Disprove it. Yep, go ahead. So if you don't understand why that's a horrible thing to go in on, well then good luck dealing with your allegations, buddy, because you're about to get tons.
Ethan needs to lawyer up and sue these people. I hope he does. These
Same.
are people who are making false calls to real government places.
I would legit give Ethan 10 grand if he were to pursue legal actions. Genuinely. Now, I'm a guy where I have every right to go after a lot of people for a lot of defamation. However, I just don't feel like it. Yep, because here's the reality, and tell me where I'm wrong. So let's say I spend 200 grand on lawyer fees. Just keeping it a buck, right? 50K is just a start, right? 50K is just a start. It's going to take me about 2.5 years to get any type of justice or any type of clarification or any type of statement whatsoever. What could I get? Maybe 180K in a statement put out? What does that do? Fucking nothing. Because here's how the internet works. If they want you to be innocent, you're innocent. If they want you to be guilty, you're guilty. And anybody who's of sound mind realizes I should probably wait for proof before I make an opinion. It won't change anything. And that's why I just don't feel like bothering with cases like these. It's pathetic. It's a waste of fucking time. It is. However, if Ethan's confident, I will legit, I will send him I'll send his ass 10 grand if he pursues legally. Absolutely. Because here's the problem. There are way too many streamers who can't just leave it on the platform. They can't just leave it at streaming. They can't just say, yeah, I don't like this guy. They suck. Chat, don't watch them. They say, I don't like this person. I'm going to try to get them labeled as a rapist, as an abuser to their children, as a Nazi, because I need their life ended. I need to ruin their personal life over our disagreements on the internet. And it's pathetic. And it's one of the most unhealthy ways to settle discourse on a public platform ever. And this is the reason why in 2026, everybody's going to be required to put their ID card in before they use the internet. And I hate the fact that we're going to lose anonymity. Now, that being said, I sure bet my chat and my YouTube comments are going to be a hell of a lot nicer. But when your name is on the internet, it's just a different feeling, man. I'll be real. I have not gone on to Pornhub in like 7 months because I am not putting my personal shit in there, bro. They don't need to know how often I'm jerking off to Mandy Muse. They don't need to know that. The government does not need to know.
In order to execute an internet beef. This is disgusting behavior. And all of these people like Denims downplaying this, but you're not getting memories at this age or whatever. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is so disgusting. Why would you talk like this? Why would you act like this? It's outrageous.
It's very.
I also find it insane how people are saying that you can't hang out with Asmon. You can't associate with Asmon. You can't back Asmon. Well, anyways, I'm going to go hang out with Hassan and Denims. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, well, we didn't know. Shut the fuck up. There's no way to not go on Twitter, on any form of social media at all, and not know the dumbass shit these people are doing. Because it's fucking everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
Very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. A small infant that has no immune system shouldn't be catching anything. No wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is this happening? How is this happening?
I prefer really not to speak.
So what Denims is doing, just to give you guys just pull back the curtain a little bit. So she's not saying that it is happening, but she's also not saying that it isn't. And the reason why that's so big is because that's going to give her plausible deniability for a defamation case. Because that's what she does. She says, man, look at all this. How is this happening? Rather than, oh, look at all this. Yep, that is what's happening. Because it still pushes the narrative that people want to hear and doesn't put her at risk for any type of legal repercussion. And it's pathetic that these political streamers know how to skirt the loopholes in these cases and get away with this horrendous ass shit that's tearing streamers' lives apart, as well as literal families apart. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. What an absolute piece of shit. And there's not really anything else to say. I did pretty good at not putting any personal insults in there, huh, chat? Yeah, I bit my tongue. Because when someone's that shitty, you don't need to stoop to insults.
The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.